Hello and welcome to our bonus episode on our sealed deck from Shadows over Innistrad. If you remember, we had lots of options in terms of color. Talked about splashing blue. I didn't splash blue. Even to get Jason, I didn't do it. And I'll tell you why. There was not enough good creature base for blue, and to splash blue is not smart when Jace costs 2 blue. So he costs 3 and 2 blue, meaning you can't just splash and hope to get 1 blue out. You actually need 2 of them. Plus, the deck that I've got here, I think, is something I'm more comfortable piloting. So this is an aggro deck, and it is red-green, mostly werewolves. And here's our ideal opening hand, something with one of these two in it. The Loam Dryad helps with your mana base, adds mana of any color, just to help you get something out if you draw, a low land hand. A low land hand. This guy's good just to get out soon. You can get some damage in easily from the Menace, and if you need to use our Fiery Temper here for a madness cost of 1, he helps you discard. So that's good. Deathcap Cultivator is 2 mana, 2/1. I like him because he adds more mana, and there's a chance he might have Death Touch, but mostly he's just a 2-drop that you can get out. Obviously, got to include Duskwatch Recruiter, who will help you pick up more creatures, helps you with not running out of cards in your hand. The Ember Eye Wolves are key to this deck. They're 2-drops with haste, and in the late game you can easily pump them up for more damage. But you're not too worried about attacking with them. You've got so many low mana cards that you can afford to lose some. I put in the Veteran Cathar. We're not going to use his ability because we don't have white, but I suppose we could with the Loam Dryad if we needed. But mostly he's just a good 2 mana 2/2, and I put in the Sanguinary Mage as a 2 mana 1/3, just as kind of a blocker if we need one, and just another 2-drop. So in total we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 1 and 2 drops. That's pretty good for an aggro deck in a sealed format. I think we're going to do well with that. Then we've got some more wolves. Here we've got our trample guy that can give a wolf or werewolf indestructible. Byway Courier just to help with some investigating, and it's a human, which we'll see is important. Solitary Hunter, another werewolf, and Intrepid Provisioner is our human that also gives a little pump during one turn. So it's a little surprise for getting a +2/+2 on a human. And you'll see we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 5 humans that could be out by the time you put out Intrepid Provisioner. We've also got our Sage of Ancient Lore. I almost didn't include this, even though it's a werewolf and it's a good card, mostly because its power and toughness is equal to the number of cards in your hand, and in an aggro deck you do typically run out of cards. But with the Investigate and these abilities that pump, and this one on Duskwatch Recruiter where you can draw a card, I felt like it would be okay. And if not, maybe you just discard this one for some other ability. Anyway, Gatstaff Arsonist, another werewolf. We've got our wolves here, just to stick with the wolf theme. We probably won't, like if I were to take anything out, it might be this. We don't have anything that flies, so I put in Watcher in the Web as a deterrent for late game flyers, but your ideal game doesn't really get to these big creatures. I like the Haunted Cloak, mostly if you have 3 mana that you can spare at some point in the game. I like to stick this out, and then you basically have a 1 mana haste. And I love that. I mean, people will not expect, you can put out your, 5/4 Gatstaff Arsonist and pay 1 more, and now it has haste. I mean, that's a late game thing you may or may not do, but I personally like it. Then we've got our instants and basically some removal here. Fiery Temper, we do have some things that allow you to discard, so this could get your madness, and if it doesn't, it's still fine. Rush of Adrenaline, good surprise to either remove something, but I would actually use it mostly to just get some more beatdown in. Moonlight Hunt is strictly removal. You can have your wolves target another creature to destroy it. Uncaged Fury is super key here because you can give a creature +1/+1 and double strike. So you get that on something as simple as even just, I don't know, your byway courier, then it's going to do 8 damage to the player if you can pull that off. Equestrian Skill I put in as an aura. I actually have 2 of these, +3/+3, and we have enough humans that we could get some trample going. Just something to help pump up your beatdown. So this is the deck I went with. There's other considerations that you could do, but this is what I felt would work. So there's 25 cards here, which means your mana base is only 16 lands, as opposed to the customary 17 in a limited deck, but I think for an aggro deck, that's okay. We also have some other mana base options. Anyway, tell me if you totally disagree with this deck. We could have built something totally different, I'm sure. I almost went just green-blue instead of splashing. In the end, decided the creatures that we got for blue were not strong enough. Tell me what you think.